Good morning to you, Lyn-Dee. How are you?
Good morning to you. Thank you so much. I woke up this morning, I saw the light, and I'm very blessed. And I'm here with you.
Great, great. I was very excited when preparing this interview because your life is like having so many, like several lives in one. And I said, where should I start? But I believe we are going to inspire a lot of people today. And so, Lyn-Dee, just to introduce yourself a little bit, I want to tell our audience you're the founder of Happiness Jungle and also the Chief Happiness Officer of Happiness Jungle. And we'll come to that in a few minutes. You're also an author, a speaker, and also coach, mentor, and last not least, a certified co-brand partner with Les Brown. And so, first of all, Chief Happiness Officer, what is it and where does that come from?
Well, I never titled myself. These are things that people called me. So when the Happiness Jungle entity in 2016 was being created, and I was walking and I was sharing with others that know me what my plans are, what my new entity is, a girl stood up and goes, "You're the Chief Happiness Officer of the Happiness Jungle." And I'm like, "I'm the Chief Happiness Officer?" And then another woman calls out, "You're the Queen of Happiness." I said, "I'm the Queen of Happiness?" And then a gentleman stands up and he goes, "You're the First Lady of Happiness." And I'm like, wow. So all the titles that have been given to me, I'm humbled to use because they were given for me, not by me. Mm-hmm. There's a difference.
Indeed.
There's a difference.
Indeed.
So I accept all the titles.
I have to say, in already now 2 minutes, I've already laughed enough to say you are a happiness officer.
I'm glad. My purpose is being fulfilled.
And so in a nutshell, how did it all started? How did you become an entrepreneur? How did you know you wanted to become an entrepreneur? And what was the first company that you created?
Well, thank you. It all starts when we're very young, and we already know what we're very passionate about because we play as such, don't we? Don't we play roles when we're very young?
We do.
So in those roles are very important clues of who we will be when we get older. Mm-hmm. And, when I was brought up in a very toxic home. I was very badly abused, mistreated physically and mentally and sexually. At the age of 18, I got married to get out of that toxic environment, only to get married into a domestic violence marriage with a narcissist. And I wrote a book, and it's called Tears of Fears Behind Closed Doors. And I speak about my life for the first 26 years of what I went through. But it's not a woe is me. It's to inspire everybody to realize that they could become everything because of what they've gone through. See, I live life on purpose. So I believe that it's already in us what we want to be. After I divorced my first husband, which, by the way, his name is Anus in the book, that's when I became an entrepreneur. That's when I became a soul searcher of what am I going to grow up to be? And, it's really funny, Alexandra, that I decided, when I was growing up, I was told that I was worthless. I wasn't wanted in the family. I was told all the horrific things that you could possibly imagine. And one of the things was that we will never send you to college because you're just not smart enough and we're not wasting our money. Well, that was a blessing. I thought it was a curse. Nope. It was a blessing because what that did was allow me to really dig deep into who is Lyn-Dee. Right? Who am I? And through that, I became a student of personal development. So in 1986, that's when Les Brown entered my life. I didn't even know who he was. All I did was see him on television, and he spoke words that I never heard before, or maybe I heard them, but I wasn't ready to be the student yet. And he said, "You have greatness within you. Don't give anyone permission to steal who you are." And the student was ready. The teacher appeared. My former husband walked in from his normal day, expecting to have dinner like he normally would. But on that day, I had a 15-month-old baby in my arms that just had her shots. And she wasn't having being put down that day. So when he walked in for the first time, I never heard him speak. It was wah, 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 because I was listening to Les Brown feed me what I was ready to hear. And within a split second, I looked up at Anus and I said, we are getting a divorce. And that's when my life started. So I dug deep into personal development. I became a very big student of Les Brown, owe him an amazing amount of gratitude. And I became a student of the late Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, and so many others. I was finding me. So I share with people, we need to dig deep, and it's personal development, self-help that's going to help you get there. No matter what it is you're going through, live life on purpose. So I was divorced for 20 years. I was raising my daughter. I was becoming an entrepreneur. But here's what I was different than anybody else. Back then, we didn't have the internet. We had the newspaper. And if it said in an article, no experience necessary, will train, and I was intrigued, I raised my hand. I went for that job interview. Some I got, some I didn't get. But I got one, and it was a dental technician making false teeth. I was like, I'm making people's chiclets. This is amazing. And through that came another opportunity and another job and what have you. And then I got involved in multi-level marketing. I've been very successful for over 21 years with one company. And in multi-level marketing, there's a lot of personal development and growth, right? You find the right company with the right product that you can stand behind, the world is yours. So I became very successful in that. I was speaking, my voice was being heard. But you know what was really funny? When I was 21, and I just remember this, I was living in Alabama with my first husband, and Montgomery, Alabama. And I went to cosmetology school there. One of my clients that would come to the school to have her hair done, she had a TV show. And after speaking with me and me doing her hair, I don't know if I did it right or not, but she invited me on her TV show. That was my first time that I realized my voice mattered. And that was back when I was 21. And I just remember that. So it's really funny. If you look back at your past and you follow the pattern, the clues are there. See, we ask God in the universe for things, right? Always. And we pray.
Yeah.
And then it comes to us. And then some of us say, not now. It's impossible to do this now, but it's not. But because of your words, if you say you can't, you're right. If you say you can, you're right. And we do have more time in a day than we think we do. So with that, I became an entrepreneur. I owned 2 brick and mortar businesses. I owned a hair salon. I owned a pet store. I also did multi-level marketing. That's 3 businesses with being one single parent. It is possible. It is possible. So after 20 years, I met another gentleman, and he became my second husband after we courted for a while. And I was with him for 14 years, married 10 years. But something happened in the marriage. And neither one of us wanted the divorce. However, in 2016, I was warned. I was warned that the money needed to be directed towards someplace else and that I needed to go create another income. I want everyone to realize that when you're warned, even if it's said out of anger or sadness, you need to take these warnings seriously because they're real at the moment, which means that it could possibly become real in reality. So with that, in 2016, the Happiness Jungle entity was created. And I'm grateful for it because it's now over 5 years old and I'm divorced 3 years. Mm-hmm. See how that worked? So even after the warning and after the apology of you don't have to do that, I knew in my heart that I did. And I accepted his apology. And I said to him, I accept your apology, but I think that we need to move forward with the Happiness Jungle. You can join me if you want, but I'm not going to let this go. And thank goodness I didn't. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And through that, my speaking and my consulting and my authoring just became more and more and more. But I still, to this day, am a student of personal development.
It does take a lot of courage to carry a lot of actions while you are a single mom and go through so many challenges, and still you are successful today. What do you think has been the biggest factor that has helped you to come to that point?
When somebody says that, are you crazy? You can't do that. That's like my fuel. And again, when you really want to strengthen yourself, dig deep into personal development, chime into the mentors, chime into me, believe in yourself, because others will believe in you before you believe in yourself. But you must make sure that you're taking advice and lessons from, number one, those that have what you want, and number two, those that have accomplished your dream. So you don't have to say, oh, wow, I wish I was them, because let me share with you, the road to success is hard, and it's who you associate with. So here's a clue. If you look in your phone right now, I want you to say or to look for the 5 people that you most communicate with. That's going to tell you what your attitude is like. So if your 5 people are unfortunately a doom and gloom, you could love them, but you may have to love them from afar, because you're going to have to go out and meet new people. And even in these trying times, because now that we're starting to open up here in the States, we're still Zooming a lot. But what are you Zooming? Who are you entering the room with? Are you becoming a student? Are you reading or listening to better yourself? My seminars and all those mentors was my college. And to this day, still is my college. And I'm so blessed. I know I'm doing it right, because I watch my daughter and I watch my 4 granddaughters. And even when you think that they're not listening or watching, all of a sudden they wake up one morning and they say something, you're like, they were watching.
They do indeed.
They do. They mimic us. They're like birds.
Yes, true. That is very true.
Yeah.
Now thinking of my children, and I realized it is absolutely true.
It's very true. People watch us all the time. People ghost us all the time. So in 2017, that was really my tornado year. That was a very, very hard year. I became a caretaker of my mom. She's known all over the world as Hurricane Francis. She was an interesting woman. If you go to YouTube and go to Happiness Jungle, everything is in a playlist. So enjoy Hurricane Francis. But what that taught me was that I could help my mom go into the last chapter with compassion. And I had to learn and understand that. Well, what was the purpose of that? I speak and I go and I play with our elderlies in their assistant livings, and it's called A Pocket Full of Joy. And I speak at assistant livings conventions and seminars. That was the purpose, because of my experience. Why did I have to go through a domestic violence marriage? Because I now speak to empower women to become more and to become the right kind of a parent, right? Do not use your children as porn. They are not part of the divorce. They are just a subject of the 2 of you. So I share with people how to be able to co-parent and step-parent, and to be able to have 2 homes run together so the children are happy, right? Why did I have to grow up in a toxic environment? I speak in schools of all different ages because I understand what they're feeling. It's not about technology. It's about digging deep into their heart and allowing them to give themselves permission to be who they are, powerfully and positively. See, life is a beautiful thing if you'll just take time to pause and listen to all of the gifts and the messages. So I became a caretaker in September of that year. Now, mind you, I canceled all of my speaking engagements and I paused my life for my mom because she needed me. So I paused my life. But in September of 2017, there was a speaking engagement in New Hampshire, which is where I was residing. That was my legal address. And it was for families in transition. I wanted to be there. I decided that, well, while I'm there, I might as well go for my physical. I feel fine. I look fine. Nothing's wrong, but I might as well go. I found that I had the breast cancer. 3 weeks into radiation, I got a divorce.
That is horrible. I mean,
right? You think it's horrible, but it's not, because out of every tragedy comes treasures. So I wrote a book. That was one of the purposes of the breast cancer. Squeeze my tatas. You're only one mammogram away from knowing. And there's a workbook in there to help your mind be more positive, because healing goes way better with a positive attitude than a victim mentality, right? What was the purpose of the divorce? Well, out of tragedy comes treasures. All I wanted to do was to be hugged and held and spooned at night. I was scared, just like everybody else is. I had to forgive him for his weaknesses. He couldn't be there for me. Out of that came the emotional support body pillow that hugs me every night for the last 3 years. So much so that when I speak about it on the stages, I write about it in my books, people were saying, I want the pillow. I want the pillow. I want the pillow. And I didn't have it. I had my pillow. It was just part of my story. The message was clear. I needed to create the pillow.
The pillow.
I did. And I did. And now it has helped hundreds for all different reasons, emotional support, as well as different health issues from the very young to the very old, and even animals. How about that? You don't know the gifts that you have. You just have to be courageous enough to find those that have what you want and go and be a student of theirs and learn how to do it. And that's what I did. I was at an event in Miami, Florida, and it was a Grant Cardone event. Phenomenal. Many, many speakers. And one of them was Damon John from Shark Tank.
Yeah.
I was just starting the process of the pillow. Damon John, Shark Tank. That's a clue. Immediately, I hired him. I joined his program. And now the Happiness Jungle Emotional Support Body Pillow is just out there. And you know what? The testimonials is the blessings. For me. The pillow is the blessing for them. The testimonials are a blessing for me. So like I said, Les Brown was the first one to enter my life when it came into personal development. I became a part of Les Brown's certification program, mentoring and everything, coaching, mentoring. Well, it was during the coronavirus that Les Brown got in touch with everybody that was a part of the Institute. He's a very, very transparent, noble man. Now, before I share this with you, I want to let you know that during his 3-day event, I felt like my investment was filled and I got more than enough. I was filled with wonderful positivity of how to move forward. I was good, but Les didn't feel that way. He felt that we were shortchanged because the Institute broke up because of a partnership breakup, which is like a divorce, right? So he came back and he called us all back together. What he said is that, I'm sorry. What happened had nothing to do with you, just like your children in a divorce, right? It had nothing to do with you. And I'm here to give the rest of what I originally should have given to you. And during that time, he shared with us, not complaining, that he had some health challenges. I thought to myself, if I could send him a pillow and I could help the one who's helped me, that's a blessing. And I did. And a week later, he calls me. Now, let me just say this. I always said, since I met this man, not even face to face, since 1986, that I was going to manifest him. He was coming into my life. He was going to know Lyn-Dee Eldridge more than just taking a picture of her from a crowd of 15,000 people. I wanted him not only to know my name, but I wanted to always do something. Manifestation. It took 35 years. That's why I said we have to be patient with the process. So now going back to that phone call, he said, Lyn-Dee, I love that pillow. It has helped me. And he shared with me his testimonial of how it's helping him sleep and be able to feel better. And in his next sentence, here's the magic. He said, do you have a partner? I said, no, sir, I don't. He goes, would you like me to be your partner? I said, yes, sir, I would. A matter of fact, you're probably the only one that I would want to partner with this, because the pillow came from a need, and it came from compassion, and it came from everything that Les and I believe in. So we are now partnering up today, and the pillow has been renamed called Cuddle Me Love, and it is now being produced. And my vision is so big and broad that I'm going to open up a pillow manufacturing plant here in South Carolina. I'm going to help people be employed. This place is going to be just magnificent. So to be continued.
To be continued, indeed.
But life doesn't stop, and the signs are there. The pillow filled a need for me. I didn't create it because I thought it was going to help others. It was created to help me at my most darkest time. And now look at it. It's helped hundreds. Les Brown and I are now business partners. He not only knows my name, he has my phone number. He calls me. I mean, it's just manifestation is real. You can have, be whatever you want. Be patient with the process as long as you're on the right road, grabbing the information and learning from those that have what you want. So Damon John, I hired him. He knows all about product and how to get it out there. I became a massive student. I understood trademarking and patenting and everything to bring me where it is today. Pretty cool, right?
It is, absolutely.
And even Damon John knows my name. How about that?
Amazing. I guess a lot of people would love to experience what you're experiencing now, being certified co-brand partner with Les Brown, having met with Damon John. This is amazing. These are people we see on TV only, most of the time.
Yes. And you know, I'm always intrigued. I'm always politically, politely correct and with posture. And I've met some of the most amazing actors and actresses just because I knew I could. As long as I was politically polite and just forthgoing with respect.
And so
many,
Sorry.
I have so many questions. Because there's just so much that I want people to realize. It wasn't easy getting where I am today. And it's not going to be easy where I'm going tomorrow. But I'm committed to the process because my mentors and the people I surround myself with are all positive.
And so working with these monuments, I have to say, of personal development and of business, what have you learned? What are the things that you have learned that can make a difference in a business that people most of the time don't realize?
Okay. I love that question because I want to mentor more companies to understand when you have happiness and respect in your environment, it will go ahead and it will be contagiously received to your clients and your customers, which will bring you referrals and more business. The challenge with people that are in business today, and I can honestly say this because I walk into many businesses, whether it's for clothes or whatever it's for, customer service needs help. I want everyone to realize that you opened up your business and you opened it to help yourself have prosperity. So then don't treat your customers like it was a gift that you opened up your store. I walk into stores sometimes, Alexandra, and I look around and it's like, they look at me like, we did you a favor by opening up today. Or their phone skills. They don't answer the phone even delightfully. Hello, or hi, or they'll say the name of the company, right? No, good morning. That's a great way to start a conversation, to pick up that phone. Good morning, Happiness Jungle. This is Lyn-Dee speaking. How can I help you today? Mm-hmm. How can I make your day better? If it's a person, stand up. People complain, I hate my job, then quit. Then quit. Because you're not doing yourself any service and you're not doing the company any service. And go find the pocket of where you want to be. Say, I don't want to work here. I would rather work someplace else. And go there. And here's another thing. In every company, there are different departments. I love going into companies and mentoring them. It works so well. And I work with department. But what this is, if people will just accept it, is it's an assembly line of people that are going after the same goal and finish line, right? Isn't that what it is? This is our mission. This is what we need to do. We need customer service. We need the warehouse. We need all of these people. The person in customer service doesn't like what they do. They would rather be in a different department. The person in that department would rather be in customer service. So before I go in, I speak with the HR directors and the CEOs and all of the leader heads. I start there first, and I share with them, we may have to make some changes in your company. We may have to switch some of the employees out. Instead of bringing new employees in from the outside, you already have them here, but they don't like where they are, but they want to be here. What if we could go ahead and switch them? Watch what happens. So they allow me to. Boy, it's amazing when people are happy doing what they want to do, how everything changes. If it turns out that it's not working out, well, then that's another discussion that we all need to have with one another. But that's what it is. We don't talk at people. We speak with people. Mm-hmm. We're people. True. We're feelings. If you have somebody that walks into your company and they're out of sort and it's not normal character for them, don't ignore them. There's something going on behind their closed doors. They may not want to share with you, but can you at least have some compassion? Can you at least give them a hug? Even if it's if it's one of these hugs or one of these hugs, if you're not ready to hug people yet because of the coronavirus, compassion goes a long way. So the first thing that I would share with companies, which is what I do, and I love going into corporate America, is that be there because you want to be there. Wake up because you want to wake up and you're thrilled to be there. Respect your paycheck, because if you don't, your paycheck could go away. And treat your clients, number one, because those are the ones that are feeding your pockets, right? I can't tell you how many times, especially in South Florida. Sorry, South Florida, but boy, do y'all need help with learning how to run your businesses, because I know I've walked into businesses and I know I've walked out of businesses, and I'm ready to spend my money and you just lost my money. And if you're a salesman, see, I've been selling all my life. Listen. Everybody wants to be the expert. Well, they're trying to tell me how this works, but they don't even know what I know. Listen to your customer, because they're sharing with you what it is that they're looking for. And if you listen more without interrupting, you'll be able to direct them to the right product. Or if you don't have the product, you refer them to go to someplace else, because they will come back to you because of your kindness and because of the person who stood up before them.
That is very true.
And I was a business owner, brick and mortar, a pet store, because I love animals. I had no idea how to run a pet store, but because of my passion with animals, I said, I want to own a pet store, and I want to show people mom and pops don't have to be bad mom and pops. They don't have to be mills. So what was I passionate about in the pet industry? Rescue. I became an adoption agency center for all of the rescue organizations. Customers were coming in. They were happy to adopt. And what did they need? Supplies for their animals. You see, so I thought about my customers. I thought about my animals. I thought about how can I pay it forward? Because when you have this mindset, it's not about you, it's about everybody else. The abundance flows. Mm-hmm. I owned a hair salon.
Yeah.
Wow, right? Again, when you listen, you are able to help so many people. If you're a hairstylist, listen and let your client vent, because what I know to be true is we are the cheapest psychologists and psychiatrists in the world behind the chair. Your clients are going to tell you things because they just, as soon as they sit in the chair, it's like, I could empty, I could dump. But if you're the hairdresser and you're telling your story and you're complaining about whatever, you're going to lose that client.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Right? So just learn how to duct tape, blow, cut, color, perm, do everything that you're supposed to do with a smile on your face. Make sure you're offering water. Make sure you're offering snacks. Make sure you're giving them the experience. So when they walk out that door, they feel empty because they were able to empty their mind because there's so much that was bothering them. And they look great. They feel better.
Mm-hmm.
So allow that. If you want to be wealthy, help enough people get what they want.
True. Thanks for this advice.
Yeah.
I am curious because I can tell you are naturally the happiest person to be around. I have to say that this interview is very, very enjoyable. And but I still have a question. I know everyone has blockages. We are all humans.
Yeah.
What is the major mental shift you had to do in your life to become that stable, that happy, always person that you are?
Well, I appreciate that, but I don't have anything any more special than anyone else. It's called survival.
Mm-hmm.
You have a choice. You could live off a system that's going to dictate the way you live your life,
Mm-hmm.
or you could go and make something of yourself. I had a baby, 15 months old when I got divorced. I didn't remarry until she was 19. Now I had some, relationships in between, but she was my strength. I needed to show her that life is going to throw you some really hard balls sometimes, but we're going to learn how to process everything. And that's life, guys. There is no easy road unless you were built into a millionaire family and they give you that they call it a silver spoon. I think gold is worth more. I really don't know. But, so for those people, they also have very big challenges because they don't know how to run their own lives. So I also want to share with people, parents especially, number one, never belittle the other parent. Let your child determine. Let your child love that other parent. Time will either promote you or expose you. It took my daughter until she was 11 years old to disconnect from her biological father, and it was her choice. I had to watch the nightmare. It's all in the book. It was horrible, but all I knew is that if I knew that my main purpose there was just to protect my daughter the best that I could, then that's what I had to do. Mm-hmm. So there is no easy road to living life. Unless, and even, it's funny because even when we watch celebrities, they have their challenges, don't they?
They do.
They have addictions.
They do.
They have their own demons. So be careful what you wish for. Make sure you're doing things because you want to do them. If you don't know how to figure out who you truly are, contact me. This is what I do because I've learned how to create solutions. I've learned how to go around and through all of the challenges because you're never going to go over them. Mm-hmm. But they're life lessons and they have a lot of clues. A lot of clues. And if what you want to do and what you want to be doesn't exist, well, guess what? The body pillow didn't exist either. And I had no idea that it was going to help so many. So do you have something that has filled a need for you? Have you said, man, I know that if I went on Shark Tank, you don't have to go to Shark Tank. What is that? What is it? Like I said, Damon John came into my life at the right time. The student was in the audience and I ran to invest money. We have to invest money in ourselves. I ran and I invested the money, hundreds of dollars. Les Brown, tens of thousands of dollars. Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar. I had to invest. So when people say, I don't have the money, I'm going to ask you, really? So how is that new tattoo on your arm? How is that pack of cigarettes? How is that liquor that you could afford to go and buy? How is that staple that you could afford to buy? You see, we can afford to buy because it's called payments. You want that new vehicle? I want that new vehicle. But you just told me you can't. Yeah, but I can make payments. And you go and you get that new vehicle. Your body is your vehicle. Your body is your shell. Your body is your soul, your everything. It's your power. Feed it right, fuel it right, and it will drive like a purr. Purr. And then you're going to hit a bump. Bump. Stop. Pause. Don't get mad at it. Think about it. Get a mentor. Find that mentor that is for you. And through that mentor will come another mentor. You see, I have a lot of mentors that I invest in, right? So college stops. You go and you graduate, you get a diploma, you put it up on the wall. You may have continuous education. But when you dig deep into personal development and you want to become more, your education never stops.
Education is ongoing, yeah.
Fun. You have so much fun at these events. I can't wait to be back on the stages. I can't wait to come and travel. I hope that I come to where you are, your part of the world. You know, I look forward to that. And, you know, the other thing is, what are you leaving behind? What is your legacy? This is big for me. What is your legacy? And I didn't know. I give out red hearts all over the world. I've been doing it, I found out, for 40 years. You know, Alexandra, I never knew. I never knew I did that. I was at an event and I was speaking to somebody who was also at the event. And I was the speaker, but people didn't know I was the speaker yet because I like to interact with the audience. And all of a sudden I get a tap on the shoulder and this woman says, "Are you Lyn-Dee Levin by any chance?" And I said, "Lyn-Dee Levin?" Oh my God. I haven't been called that in 40 years. That was my maiden name. I said, "My goodness, how do I know you? I'm so sorry that I don't recognize you. How do I know you, Angel?" And she said, "We went to high school together." She says, "And Lyn-Dee, I don't know if you remember it or not, but you gave me a red paper heart, a red heart. And I still have it to this day. And when I'm in my most challenging times, it's your heart that I hold."
Wow, it's beautiful.
I'm like, I've been giving out hearts for 40 years. So how is your life being directed? What have you done in the past that made people smile and laugh? There's a clue there. What's been in your life that has been horrific? There's a clue there. Live life on purpose.
Wow. You see, I knew we would share so many inspiring things today.
Life is hard. Life is hard. Do you think I wanted a divorce 3 weeks into radiation? No. But it was time. The signs were there. If somebody can't be there for you, love them, forgive them, and release them. It's hard.
It is.
But you can do it. And you can become everything and more. So back to your main question, it's called survival. And I refuse to live off the system. Not on my watch. No one's going to dictate how I live, where I live, when I could go on vacation, what food I could buy.
Yes. But this is a big shift for a lot of people, and definitely a mentor, somebody who has gone through the path you want to follow, is the best option to progress in life.
Yeah, you could go back to college. I'm not shunning college. There are many people that love college. I'm dyslexic. I don't even want to go there. So I listen to a lot of audios, right? I listen to a lot of audios. My parents were right. I was in college. Thank God. Thank God. But now I speak in colleges. How did that happen? How did this happen? Because I claim.
Mm-hmm. And another question that I have is, where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years?
Okay, so in 5 or 10 years, here goes the vision. In 5 or 10 years, I am going to have 15-acre property here in South Carolina. There is going to be the Cuddle Me Love body pillow manufacturing pillow plant, where I am going to be able to help and employ everybody who wants to be there. It's going to be a very unique schedule. I see the Happiness Jungle Cafe with a gift shop. I see people touring the pillow manufacturing plant and coming back into the gift shop and creating their own, just like Build-A-Bear body pillow, and throwing a heart in the soul of the body pillow. I see on that 15 acres, I see a retreat area with a beautiful fire pit so everybody can come and heal. I see in the gift shop, there is going to be a section for local artists to be able to be recognized and share their creativity so they can bring in an income. I see local people that play all different instruments gathering on Friday night to have a jam session for others to come and listen and be healed and loved and realize that this is a good place. I see, because here in South Carolina, I hear a lot of tornadoes, right? Tornadoes coming. I thought to myself, because I've only been here since December, where are the shelters? I don't even know where the shelter is. What do? I know what to do for a hurricane. I know now what to do for a snowstorm, but for a tornado? So I decided on this land that we're talking about that's going to be in existence, there is going to be an underground shelter for everybody to come and be able to be safe. Also, because I'm an animal lover, there will be a part of that shelter where you will be able to bring your animals. I will not turn anybody down. No. So that's where I will be. This land that I speak of is going to be called Whoobi's Land. My nickname is Whoobi. People call me Whoobi because they find me to be like a blanket, very safe and secure, and I'm out for the better best. So that my name is Whoobi. So the name of the property will be called Whoobi's Land, home of the Cuddle Me Love body pillow with Les Brown and Whoobi.
Amazing. I love the way that
I will reside on that property. I will absolutely reside. And there'll be a petting zoo. This is going to be so And this, everybody, is a vision. It's here. I'm manifesting this. As we speak, I'm sharing this with you because it will happen.
It will.
Posture, can you feel that? No shadow of a doubt.
I love it.
Well, that's a whole new learning curve. So where do I have to start? I have to find a land developer. So I contacted somebody here in South Carolina and I shared my vision. And tomorrow I have an appointment to go look at land and learn about the land here in South Carolina. I don't know anything. This is a whole new place for me, but I know that it's going to happen.
Wow.
No doubt. And it all came because I needed to be loved and held, secured, and spooned at night. So thank you for the divorce. I forgive you for your weaknesses, and I appreciate you. That goes to my second husband.
A last question for you, because there's so much things to say. There's a lot in this discussion that we said, but to finish, what would be the one last advice you can give to anyone who is stuck, who knows that they can be more, they can do more, they can achieve more? There's something in between them and their purpose. Yes. And what can you tell them? What can you say to them? Yeah,
again, it goes back to, who do you want to be a mentor? Who has what you want? You need to hear their story. And then together, when you pick the right mentor, they could help you plant your seed and harvest your crops to grow the field of what you want in your life. But you must be willing to release those toxic people that are in your life, love them from afar, and start a new beginning. You have to be willing to invest in yourself, no matter what it takes. And when I went to Les Brown's certification program in 2017, remember 2016, I was warned.
Yeah.
My money was going. So I literally started over, starting then. And in 2017, I could assure you I did not have the money to attend the certification. But I said, I will give you my car. I will do whatever it takes. I had credit cards and I pulled them out and I said, try this one. Put this amount on this one. Put this amount on this one. Put this amount on this one. And I got in. You have to be able, you have to need and want to invest in yourself and stop looking for handouts. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. A handout is a weakness as far as I'm concerned. Sometimes along your journey, people will help you. Those are blessings. Don't get me wrong. But a handout can hurt you because it enables you and it gives you this thing called entitlement all of a sudden. Like, I'm entitled to this. No, you're not. You're not entitled to anything that you do not create yourself. There, I said it.
That's also something that a lot of people will need to hear.
And I love the fact that coronavirus gave us a lot of blessings. And one of them is Zoom. Because I get to mentor people from all over the world. Don't we feel like we're together right now?
Indeed.
I can hug you. Look,
and I can too.
Right? So thank God for Zoom. Thank God people got educated with Zoom. And now I don't have to explain Zoom. And I have clients that are all over the world, in Africa, all Asia, all over the world, India. Like, oh my gosh, right? So I want everybody to realize that I am available. However, you have to qualify to work with me because I do not allow anybody or give anybody permission to steal my happiness and joy. And the only way that we could both have happiness and joy during your journey is when you lose the word I can't and you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone and go, I'm kind of nervous about it, but I'm not allowed to use the word I can't, so I'm just going to go because I promise you I will never have you do anything that's going to hurt you in any way. It may be a little bit of a tweak, right? Because we don't know, just like the land that I'm going for. I know that there's going to be something I'm going to have to pause and go, wait a second, let me figure this one out. Who do I need to talk to figure this one out? And make sure you're talking to the right people.
Wow.
Yeah, true. Investing. There's a difference between investing and spending. Spending is when you spend money on a tattoo. You spend money on the things that you just want to have or a concert you want to go to. Investing in yourself. It's an investment. People say, oh, I wish I could have invested in these stocks. You be the stock. You're the stock. Don't invest in something that someone else has control over. The stock market has control over your money. Now, if you have that extra money and you don't mind losing it, go ahead and invest in whatever you want in the stock market. I'm not belittling it. I'm just saying you are your stock. You invest in you. Start putting money aside for you. Start planning the emergency funds for you. See, I help my clients do this because that's reality. I'm a realist. I don't give people false hope. And the bottom line is what I know to be true, just going back to business people, is that if I can make my clients happy, then I'm happy. If my client's happy and I'm happy, they're going to refer me.
True.
My business will grow.
So really, it's up to us to decide to invest in ourselves.
It's always up to us.
And we don't have to do it alone.
That's
right.
You
can find a mentor, speak to the right persons. And it's never too late to start again.
Oh, good Lord, no. I am 60 years old now, and I am telling you, I'm living the best part of my life. And do you realize that most famous people didn't get started in their success until they were in their 50s and 60s?
Mm-hmm.
I'm part of that story. I didn't think I was going to be part of that story, but it turned out I am part of that story. 57, 60, and here I am.
Happy.
And when I moved to, people say, I hate where I live. Move. Because no matter where you are, you're going to have to pay rent and utilities and everything else. So I moved to South Carolina. I didn't know anybody. I just knew I always wanted to live here. And I knew that someplace I'm going to have to pay my taxes. Let me pick my own zip code. It's not as expensive as everybody thinks, right? Mm-hmm. You don't need other people except your family, right? Your family.
True.
To move with you. There were schools all over. But this, when you're a family, you have to have that round table discussion about that. I only had to have a discussion with my dog and my cat at this point. They all agreed. We're going to South Carolina. Where is my dog? There he is. But no matter when and if you have to move, it's going to cost you money.
True.
There's a way to do it that's on a budget. I'm just saying.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't know anybody there. Meetup.com. That's all over the world. Meetup.com, and go to networking events and meet your new people. I am meeting some of the most amazing people that I'm starting to call my new friends.
Wow. I love I love the philosophy, and I'll make sure that we, if you can share, I will ask you to share with us where people can reach out to you, people who wish to be mentored, coached, advised, and helped. Simply as that, just being helped to move forward in their lives. I will put all the information under the video. Because I really think people can get a lot of value from connecting with you. That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I love speaking with people and helping them figure out. So don't be afraid to contact me for, to share some time with me. It's a free consultation. And then you'll make the decision of whether you want to go forward or not. But I'm going to go ahead and give you my new email address. And I don't think that you have it yet, but so I'm going to give it to you. And it's called wecare@cuddlemelove.com. I am owning my future. Do you feel that? I want people to own their future. So it's, if you'd like to get in touch with me in the subject matter, let me know that in the subject matter, put I am. And now I know where you came from, because this platform here is such a blessing. Put in I am and who you are, and we will set up a time. wecare@cuddlemelove.com. And I just want to go out to you, Angel, and everybody that is in back of I am, and say, thank you so much for shining your light in my direction and allowing me to be a part of your world. You and she likes to be called Yada. Is that what she likes?
Yadira.
Yeah. Oh my God, what an angel. What an angel.
She is.
An angel.
And the team is wider and very grateful for having you in our Ask the Expert episode today. And they will watch this video, and they will be very, very happy.
I'm humbled.
Thank you, Lyn-Dee. And this is actually the end of our nice discussion. I am magazine viewers. Thank you for having watched this interview. Let us know in the comments what you thought. Make sure to reach out to Lyn-Dee or to us if you want more information. We will see you in the next episode. It's already finished for today, but we thank you for being with us, and we see you the next time. Lyn-Dee, a lot of kisses to you. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
On purpose, everybody. It's a great journey.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.